Jeannie here with Rooted in Love Urban Homestead. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit today. So I thought we'd sit in the herb garden and talk a little bit about the different herbs that we're growing and some uses for those herbs. I'd like to encourage you, before you start using any herbs medicinally, to check with your doctor for any interactions with medications you already may be taking. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to keep up with the latest things that are going on here in Southeast Tennessee at our urban homestead. So the first herb I'd like to talk about is rosemary. So rosemary is a very symbolic herb. It has been used for centuries, and rosemary is a healing herb as well as a culinary herb you can cook with. Rosemary is an antibiotic and a comforting herb for the mind. It pairs great with pork and roasted root vegetables. As I think about rosemary, the line in a movie called Practical Magic comes to mind, and I think it's probably part of the line was originally stated by Shakespeare. But the quote from the Sally Owens in the movie says, "There are some things I know for certain. Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck. And fall in love whenever you can." We don't have a garden gate, but we keep rosemary by our front door. So here's our perennial herb garden that we have started. And as you see, we have a couple of sage plants. We have the purple sage, and then we also have just regular garden sage. And sage is known to be used in cooking to season dishes. People think of sage usually in sausages, but it also is a good flu fighter. You can make it into a tea with some lemon balm, which we have right there. So here's our lemon balm that we are growing. It pairs nicely with the sage, as we said, also with rosemary and other herbs. It goes well in tea. It's a part of the mint family, and it is great to use for helping remedies for the heart, depression, anxiety, nervous disorders, and a whole bunch of different bacterial infections. So it is a wonderful herb. So this is a fairly new plant that I planted. This is red clover. Farmers love this to feed cows. Bees love it. It can also be used to help women through menopause and ease some of those symptoms, hot flashes, mood swings, night sweats. So red clover is great. Here we have oregano, which is a wonderful herb for cooking. Here we have feverfew. So feverfew is a wonderful medicinal herb. It's said to ease fever, ease nervousness. It's great if you're having some tummy troubles. It helps with menstrual troubles. It can be used for pains and for easing a cough. It can also be used as a natural insect repellent and to ease the pain of insect bites. Feverfew has wonderful little daisy, white, and yellow flowers. Here we have a newly planted motherwort that's going to get rather large. Motherwort's botanical name is lion-hearted, and I think it's because it has a reputation for bringing strength during times of emotional stress. And also the flower spike kind of is thought to look like a lion's tail. And here we have our borage. So borage can be used to treat eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, stress, premenstrual syndrome, asthma, cough, fevers. So it is a wonderfully versatile medicinal herb. Great for pollinators. It will have a gorgeous, cute blue flower that is also edible, that kind of tastes like cucumbers, I'm told, that you can use to garnish salads and cocktails. Now here's our lavender. It looks pretty sad right now. I cut it back and it's starting to come back out. We had some days of a lot of rain, and lavender does not like a lot of rain. It's an herb from the Mediterranean. Lavender is known as a calming herb. It calms. It's a mild antidepressant. It has a relaxing effect. And you can use lavender oil in your bath or in an infuser, and it'll just help relax you at the end of a busy day. So here's our passion flower, and it is native to the southeast of the United States, and Native Americans used all parts of the passion flower for anxiety and sleep issues. So it can be just as effective as using chamomile. I understand it's the native state herb. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I read somewhere. It will have really gorgeous, unique flowers, and it's also a calming herb. So we're on the deck now, and this is where we have a few of the other herbs. We are keeping mainly our annual herbs, and then we also are keeping our peppermint on the deck because it gets shade, and peppermint does not like to be in the full sun, unlike those other herbs that we looked at. So here's our peppermint growing. As you can see, it's happy. And peppermint is known as the green burst of energy. Peppermint will give you energy. You can make it into a tea, and it's just very refreshing. And then it also, you can pair it very nicely with the holy basil. And these are the herbs that I'm growing in our green stalk that were planted from seed. So they're coming up now nicely. We have different types of basil. Basil is wonderful to use in teas as well. And then we have, of course, our dill, which is wonderful in recipes. Here we also have growing German chamomile. And chamomile is a calming herb. It's used in tinctures and teas for calming the flowers. It has a pretty daisy-like flower that will come up soon. So in order to preserve your harvested herbs to be able to last, so you can use them all year, you'll need to dry them. And so I have chosen to use the method of hanging my herbs. See, I have some lavender there on the left, and I have some dill. And here I have some more dill hanging. So ideally, you want to be able to hang herbs in a dark place, but I don't really have a dark place in my house to hang herbs, so I hung them away from the sun so they would dry. Once they're dried, then you take the little leaves off and put them in a glass jar and then seal the top well, and you can use them in teas and then in cooking. There are several ways that you can use and prepare herbs. You can make them into tinctures, which looks something like this, and you use drops of that. You can also use them in teas. And you may want to use some herbs, but you just don't have the space or the time to grow all that you would like to use. So you can purchase herbs. Here, I purchased these from Grassroots Herb Supply, and they come like this. And you can see the herb here. This is burdock root, and this is cinnamon. These are candula flowers, or candela, I'm not sure how you say that. This is dandelion root, and that's raw dandelion root. And then I also have hibiscus flowers, which are great to use in teas. So again, you're going to want to do research of your own. There's some great online resources, how to mix the herbs, how to make them into teas, and exactly what that entails. And then again, you're going to want to check with your healthcare provider before you just start taking herbs. And one thing about herbs is it's a long-term effect. It's not a quick fix. So it's not like a pill where you just pop a pill and then you feel better. Some herbs work that way a little bit, but a lot of the herbs, it's taken over time that then helps the symptoms, to alleviate the symptoms that you may be feeling. Please comment below how you use herbs and what your favorite herbs are. And later on, we'll show you how to prepare some. But today I just wanted to kind of let you see where we are in our herb garden and give you a few uses. These herbs have a lot more uses than I have named, and I am not an expert by any means. I'm just kind of on the beginning of my medicinal herb journey. And so I'd love for you to journey with me and let me know what you use and what works well for you. Until next time, may all you do be rooted in love.